Hey, good morning. Welcome to CR&E Morning Brew, June 16th. Jim, you are first. Good job, buddy. Good job. Yeah. Oh, boy. How's everybody doing this morning? I see John Scully Kill. Good morning. How are you, sir? I got a mess here. My workbench is so messy. You guys hear me okay? Settings. All right. I don't know. I'm guessing it sounds okay. I don't know. Audio is good. All right. It's too early in the morning. That's right. You're old. You're old. Go take a nap. You're retired. Take a nap after you get off from here. Hey, Wigwag. Morning. All right. Tell you one thing. Air conditioner works. It's hot down here, or it's cold down here in the basement. Can we update anything fun this morning or today on the agenda? The work laptop died yesterday. Power surge, waiting on the replacement to be delivered since they closed our local office building. Oh, there you go. Hey, go fish office. Good morning. Bernard C. Good morning. There's Dave. Hey, Dave. Carolina Foothills. That won't wake you up. What won't wake me up? Being cold? Oh, down here. Yeah, I mean, it's the basement, so it's a little colder anyways with the air conditioning. Cool thing, my boss said I don't need to use any of my R&R. Well, that's good. Well, I mean, it's not really your fault. It's, you know. So do you work from home? And your laptop you need it at home because that's where you're working at, or what? Hi, there's Joe. Good morning, Joe. I just watched your videos this morning, a little bit ago, on the center cab from the 1960s or whatever, 1969. It's going to be nice, real nice. I asked you a question in there. Maybe you answered it, maybe you didn't. So is that just it looks kind of like a seaboard kind of scheme um, on that locomotive, unless that's an alternative like BlackRock Central scheme. I don't know if you painted it that way um, or who you bought it from came that way. Go Fish Office. I'm doing good. Doing good. Can't complain. It's nice and warm here. Looks like I like it. So, how are you doing? Hope all is well for you. Let's see, Marty. I'm ready to chat. Waiting to start my day. Stop by to say hello. Okay, well, welcome. Thanks for spending a few minutes here with us. Appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, okay. No, you just said it's going to operate there. I didn't know if they had their own. Did you just make up that scheme, or do you have other cars painted for the cement plant or anything like that, Joe? Or is it just you like the scheme and it's going to be? I don't even know the name of your cement plant. So I'm assuming you're going to put whatever logos of the cement company on there. Wag says he works remote for now. Closed their old building and a new one won't be ready till Q4 this year, Q1 next year. Okay. There's a lot of companies that aren't, like my wife's company is not going to go back to the office. They're keeping them at home. From what as far as we know, that's what they decided like about a year ago, I think. She's been home since it all shut down. Well, good. It's good. Glad you're doing well. I don't know. You said something about the heat index was 108 yesterday or the other day. I don't know what the heat index. Can't even say the word. Heat index was yesterday. I mean, I think it was when I got out of work. It said on my car. Now, mind you, had been sitting in the sun all day in the parking lot. It said 97 degrees. It was already like 81 this morning. I got up around 5:30 or so. But it was a nice breeze this morning. So my walk was nice. It wasn't like sweating to death or anything like that. So that was kind of nice. All right, so that's going to be the only one that's in that color scheme. Okay, I like it. It does. It kind of gives me a little bit of that. I think it's Seaboard. John has that from the Manchester and Deepwater. He's a Seaboard guy. He's got that green and yellow with the red striping. He runs that. John Arthur. Jesus, I couldn't think of his last name. I'm not saying it is, but that's just kind of what reminds me of that color green they're using on there. It's pretty cool. I like it. Pretty cool, man. Oh, cutting grass. All right, Joe. Be safe. Have fun. Have fun. Be safe. Have a good day. Let me work remote. I have no desire to work in an office again. A lot of people, man. A lot of people. I mean, why? If you can do the same job at home and you're happy doing that and you're getting the productivity out of your workers, why would you bring them back to an office that you have to pay rent, utilities, all that kind of stuff? Why? If you wanted to have a meeting, like an in-face meeting, I'm sure you could rent something for an afternoon or a morning and do a brunch or something and have that. If you had to be in person, I'm saying. But you have all these different things like StreamYards and Zoom and all these things to have your meetings. My wife, she's always having meetings on that stuff. She does miss the camaraderie a little bit, like in the office chatter kind of stuff, But she said not enough to really want to go back. Martin, oh man, that'll be fun. Steam chips. That'll be fun. I got a busy weekend. Hey, Freddie, what's up, buddy? I don't know if you put out anything new since you had the video about, um, you said you corrected the double slip, the wiring or something. I don't remember what you said on that. Uh, the solution to that was, but so what did you decide as far as the trackage? I know you were thinking about simplifying the tracks. I agree with you sort of kind of on the that three-way switch. I'm gonna have one or two of them in my yard. I just think space-wise, it's gonna be the only way. We'll see how it all plays out in my CSX yard. So we'll see how that works. But anyways, it's looking really good. The Cargill plant. Let's see. Steve 87 there. Steve 80 bosses. Unsecured. I think we're not doing anything. I'm back 1 day a week. Going back to what I was saying about why would companies want you to, why would they want to spend the money and bring you into an office? So you're going back to the office 1 day a week, and they're paying rent on that for 365 days a year. It's silly. There's no reason either bring people back or don't. Most people don't want to go back to being in person all the time, and why not? For years, I remember, like my wife, she's an insurance underwriter. She doesn't necessarily need to be in the office. They've had people work remote that are out of state before, and it's a little challenge at first, but I think now that everybody's been out, basically, when this all started, they sent everybody out, and once everything got back up and running correctly, and all the glitches worked out and stuff. So it runs just as smooth as if they were in the office. I mean, there's still ways to tell if your people are online working or not. I'm sure they can check your stroke minutes or strokes, whatever they do. If she said something, there's a way that they can tell by the time you log on, and then if you're actually working or if you're not. I mean, there's got to be some kind of technology they can use if that's what they're worried about. But yeah, for years she was like, man, I would love to go to work, say maybe 2 days at home, 3 days in the office, or vice versa. And she would have been for that this time too, but they didn't give that option. They said either full-time in the office or full-time at home. So she said, I'm going to pick full-time at home. I don't want to go to the office 5 days a week. I got to drive there. I got to get up. I got to get all dialed up to go to work, everything else. And it's just a lot of extra BS. I think I saw a derailed Daryl on here. Marty, that's what I was looking at. 112 here in the desert, southwest Arizona. You guys are getting a lot of heat down there, man. Texas, too. And, yeah. Morning, Daryl. I also play with trains. My name is not Daryl, though. My name is Dave. And I play with trains. I don't know. I'm going to always bust you on that one. I just think it's so cool. I like it. It makes me smile when I hear you say that. I don't know why. I don't know. Too dang hot for this fat man. In the 20s, the last 20s. You talking Celsius? You're up in Canada, right? Bernard, is it? I get you guys all mixed up. Steve's up in Washington, I believe. Steve 87. Daryl's in California. Jim's in Florida. John, I don't know where you live at, John. Scully, Cal. Let's see here. Where did he go? This guy lives in some kind of foreign land and nobody understands the language. Could you say, keep it down? Someone trying to sleep under the layout. You still wiring? Wiring extenders? Run so much smoother working remote. We get a lot more done. Yeah, I could see that too. There are days my wife does admit that she has a hard time focusing. She still gets her work done and stuff, and just sometimes ends up being a longer day because she, whatever. But the nice thing of it is if she feels she needs to get up and move, she can. If she needs to take a little break, she can. You know, the downside I see with it is shutting it off and calling it a day, because there's nights that she's say behind or whatever, or she took a longer break because she, whatever reason, and she has to work longer, or like we're going to, and she's done this in the past too. Like we're going to be going on vacation or something, so she'll be out of office, so she'll work late nights like all that week before to kind of get ahead of her work a little bit. So she'll still do that kind of stuff, but I feel like it's more often now that she's home. It's just too easy to take the laptop into the living room and be working while you're watching a show or something. So that's kind of a downside I see to it. But overall, if I could do my job from home, I would. Okay, Fred, I haven't changed the track layout. Working on the next two models. Yeah, so you were starting those racks. I got to watch that video still because I want to see how difficult those are, because I feel like I'm going to need some of those. And I heard a lot of people kind of say they're a little tricky. I like this layout for switching, but not like real location. Just have to get over myself. Yeah, but we all make compromises, Fred, to make things fit into our areas. If we all had unlimited room, that would be another story. Hey, Jeff, the Rabbit Enthusiast, how are you? But, hey, Chesco, I think it's, let me say that. Hey, Chesco, good morning. I'm a boss. Pay big money for office space that needs to be used. Also, I like to keep my home and work separate. I leave work, it stays there, and don't bring it home. Yeah, there's something to be said for that too. And I'm 100% like that. I rarely do I come home and talk a whole. Something really had to happen for me to talk about my day. I don't generally do so. A little more. My daughter, as you guys may or may not know, has moved out now, but she's a nurse as well, and we work in the same department now for about the last 8 months or so, 6-8 months. And hey, Omar, how you doing? So while she was still living here, a lot of times we would get on work conversations, which is fine sometimes, but I don't like to really think about or talk about work much. I like to leave it there. When I leave, I jokingly say the place can burn down as I'm walking out the door, and that's just too bad. But I don't necessarily really mean that, but say I don't want to take work home with me. Been 100% remote for 6-7 years. We love it. Yeah, if you're in a job or an industry, especially if you're doing stuff that's mostly computer related or tech related, and you don't physically have to be there you're not making a product or something physically, like a factory type job, something like that. I mean, then, why not? It was getting kind of frustrating, with all of the showstopper and everything. All of our tech people, all of our non-essential, I guess, workers, ones that didn't like have to be bedside, that kind of stuff, or bedside support, were working from home, and they were making all the decisions on what we had to do. It's like, well, wait a minute, you're safe at your home, and we're here with people that are definitely sick, and you're trying to tell me like what I have to do here, and it was just a little. But I would have liked to have been able to do. And maybe someday I'll get into that aspect of nursing where I can do some remote stuff. We want you to be close to your work, but we need to offload as much as we can to India. Tell me how that works. Huh. A lot of calls to India, apparently. Because they want to outsource as much as they can, probably, because they probably figure it's cheaper. 'Cause, you know, that's what we always are told, that it's cheaper to build stuff overseas and things like that. I don't know, maybe. Then nobody's working here, so who's able to buy this stuff? Yeah, it's project based. It finished the project and move on to the next. On time, always ahead of deadline. Yeah, good. That is. That's what I mean. And my wife, for example, she gets her work done. Yeah, thanks. I know the guy that makes these shirts. I know the guy that owns this railroad, this logo. He's okay. Some guys like him. Smart aleck. Daryl, I am a nurse. I am a recovery room nurse. I pre-op you before surgery and I recover you after surgery. We do all kinds of general surgeries. We do like cataract eye surgeries. We do a lot of just general surgeries, but everything. Anything from hernias to gallbladders to kidney stones, hysterectomies. I mean, we have surgeons that do a little bit of everything. Neurosurgeons, cardiac surgeons. So yeah, I don't go in the operating room, but I get you ready to go in and I recover you when you're all done. Wake you up or help you recover from anesthesia, all that kind of fun stuff. That is what I do. Like with me going to Sydney, I catch the trains. He's driving up and looking for parking. Well, it's nice. It's a convenience for sure. I guess you guys in a lot of like the European countries, and I'm gathering it's more like that with you there too, Artie. We don't necessarily have the train and bus systems a lot of those countries have. Like we have buses and that, but they're very specific, I think. Maybe some of your bigger cities, New York, Chicago, places like that are a little more set up for it. But here in Cleveland, we're not really. Not very many people take a bus to work, I don't think, or train. If I had a choice, I would much rather work from home. People at my job coughing a lot, and I'm worried I might get the coughs too, but I try to stay away. Yeah. All you can do is try to be as safe as you can. It'd be the same thing for anything. It'd be a cold, the flu, showstopper, whatever. You always want to, you know, take precautions. Keep yourself as healthy as you can. Plenty of fluids, vitamin C, vitamin D, stuff like that. Um, Wash your hands. And that's just the general thing. Don't be a scamoach. Wash your damn hands. You know, That's the way it goes. Let's see. I have to look, Homer, in August. September's possibly going to be pretty busy. The 27th, I can't. I got a call on the 27th. I think as far as the other weekends, I don't see anything on the 6th, 13th, or 20th unless the wife tells me otherwise. But the 27th is not going to work unless I can get somebody to change and take the call hours. We'll talk more about that. Let's see. Hey, James Galton, how are you? Google Firmer, how are you? Thanks for stopping in here. Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt. Good to see you, sir. Dave, Frugal Farmer has a question. Are you in Carolina? Or which Carolina? Where in Carolina? Somebody, I think I saw Rick in here. There it is. Bolts Bailey. Yeah, pegged me for a nurse. That being said, thanks for you. Thanks. Yeah, about 8 years now. I drove trucks. I did that for 21 years. Till end of 2012, I went to nursing school. I just was done with driving trucks, man. I was home every night. They were local trucks. They were big rigs, but I was local delivery and stuff. But yeah, I just had enough of it, man. Just road rage and everything was driving me nuts. People are just jerks. Yeah, I guess. But yeah. Yeah. Anthony just went back to the office. Are you back every day now, or you go some days in, some days off, or some days home, Anthony? Everybody says the offices now are no longer have personal cubicles, but are now those open spaces with no privacy. Why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. That wouldn't, to me, wouldn't be very conducive to getting any work done, because you'd be always overhearing the next person, or always like want to chit chat with the person next to you because it's like right there. That's what I would think, anyways. Can't stress the importance of a good anesthesia. Oh hell yeah, we got some good ones. And until the gas goes back down, it'll go back down. We get a good administration in here, but with some more America First kind of policies with energy. Dave's in Kings Mountain. Uh, is that? Oh, South Carolina line. Okay, I missed that part. I'm scrolling and trying to catch up. 2020. You smart aleck. Nobody likes you, Anthony. Go away. Just kidding. Hey, there's Jason. How you doing? Let me do IT. I have my own office with my own door. That'd be nice. Well, for many reasons. The privacy of it, you don't have to hear everybody else talking and chatting and stuff. And then also for those, like Jeff was just saying about people coughing and hacking and stuff, you kind of can isolate yourself a little bit from that. EST is what I came back to, and I spent most of the day on the, like everyone else, sucks. Yeah. You talking about the open office spaces with no cubicles? Is that what you're talking about, Steve? Or did I miss something else in there? Hey, Lee's here. Let's say hi to Lee somewhere. West. Oh, West Bromwich. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch everyone. If I didn't say hi, please don't be offended. Appreciate everybody stopping in and chatting. Yes, we'll never go down again. Maybe. I don't know. I hope it does, because this is crazy, man. I think the national average is now over $5 a gallon. Open space and people on phones. Oh man, that would be so loud, man, and hard to concentrate. Okay. This guy kill my YouTube channel. This guy kill my YouTube channel. I have to check that out. Oh, you're talking about the likes. Yeah. I was like, what does that mean? Yeah, duh. Yeah, guys, if you don't mind, hit the like button on your way in or way out. Appreciate it if you do. Oh, you're just rubbing your retirement, and your nose is in it. Damn it, James. I'm just teasing you. It's awesome. Hoping to get to that point someday. Maybe another 10, 12 years. I don't know. I just turned 51, hoping to at least kind of wind down by the time I'm 60, as far as maybe not full time. That's the thing with nursing. You can do part time. You can do what they call PRN, kind of as needed. You're only obligated to so many hours every schedule. I think for us, I think it's 48 hours every 6-week schedule you are required to work. You have a little more control over that, or you can work as much as you want, as much as they need you. You're the first one to get sent home. You're the first one to be, like when everything shut down, they were the first ones to kind of be like not working. You got to work the full timers and then the part timers and then the PRN, kind of the way it goes. So if they don't need you, you're the first one that gets caught for the day. Is that a gallon or a liter? Car's pinging like crazy. It's probably water. This morning diesel, $7.24. Yeah. Shit, probably $7 of that is tax in California. $5 of it. That's the thing too, man. The taxes on stuff are insane. Maybe 70. You don't look 70. Good for you. I was surprised when you said you were retiring. I thought you were like barely 60, if that. I mean, definitely don't look a day over 69 and a half. Oh, okay. You'll have to check that out, Lee. He's got a video coming out later when he met up with Anthony, the Model Train Outsider, yesterday. Diesel was 5.29 here. Even still, that's ridiculous. 250 a liter. So what's your math? Math is hard. Is it 4 liters a gallon? Geez, 2,468. $10 a gallon? Am I doing my math right on that, James? Jesus God. You can't afford to go to work at that. Yep. 100%. 100% right on that. %. And the companies ain't going to pay it. They're going to pass it off to the consumers. So now people are having to decide what is, really important that they want to get. I just got noticed that there's pre-orders in for scale trains. I'm probably not going to get any of it. It was all intermodal stuff too. I'd already decided on not getting the backpacker well cars. I think after seeing them in person at that one down at Suncoast Mountain Railroad Club, and their when Scale Trains was down there that time when I met up with Jim and that, I was not that impressed with them. I think that they're light for the money. They want $150, around 40. They have pre-ordered for $140 for a 5-car set. True, but when the gas was down, the price per barrel was down. They were still making money, but they weren't record. I mean, they were, it's kind of, I don't know, man. Can't fault companies for wanting to make money, because then it's like ebbs and flows. So now they're making a lot, but then there's gonna be times where they don't make as much. So I get it though. When everybody else is hurting, then you would think that there would be a way for them to say, okay, we're gonna do something to help, And so I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Like I believe in capitalism, and I think it's. But then there's a point where it's like, when is enough, especially when everybody else is hurting so much right now. Sorry, I got off track on the chat. RC's off topic for shooters in the chat after Russian ammo 62 gauge. I don't know. I'm not familiar with all this. Tips maybe next. 93 cents a liter. Here goes the tax. Now they knocked all the other taxes out, but the fuel companies jacked up the prices pretty quickly. Well, that's going to be the next thing here, guys. There's going to be a tax increase. I mean, they were just talking about it the other day. Inflation is out of control. Everything's out of control right now, and a lot of it is because of policies that were made or rolled back, or new policies that have been put in place. So, almost 3 years now. Well, that's, I don't know. It sucks. Yeah. All right, well, have a good day. We'll talk more about that end of August. With the check with Pappy too. I'd like to have both of us head down there and hang out with you. GP30. But all they did was just look. Yeah, me too. I probably would have picked one up because, like I said, I wish I would have done an undecorated one because I would have done that instead of picking up these Kato and painted for Crooked River. There's one of them. I got to finish putting the decoder in. I'm probably gonna have to cut some weights out of this thing. Can't fit it all in this. I hate to do that. The weight back here, I might have to cut down a little bit. But to do that, I think I'm gonna have to take all the gears out and everything out, motor. I'll take everything out of the frame because I don't want to get that stuff in there. You know what I mean? So it kind of stinks, but I hate to cut weight out because then it ends up being too damn light. Well, yeah, what I was going to say is I bought 2 sets of those well cars on pre-order, and I bought enough containers to fill all of them, so 10 containers per set. That's my phone. I only got the bill for the one so far. They only sent me a message on the one pre-order. I could basically knock the bill in half if I cut the well cars out, which I did. I planned on doing that anyways. But it's kind of one of those things where we've been talking about it for a while in the industry and amongst ourselves here, just about the cost of how everything's going up, and it's all because of shipping and all because of this, all because of that, whatever reasons. And the companies are going to continue to pass it on. I understand that, a lot of them are trying to maybe be a little less. Supposedly, Scale Train says they're trying to hold out as long as possible as far as price increases. But, I mean, they're just as expensive as anybody now. Their thing originally was that they were, better quality, less cost kind of thing. And now they're right up there. To pre-order these new rivet counters with sound and stuff, the Gevos and that, they're basically just barely under $300, $289, $290 something. So where do we draw the line? I mean, now you're paying $5 a gallon for gas. You got to go to work, or you got to, drive and do things. So by them continually raising prices and passing well, I agree with that. They're not renewing or not allowing any new leases for drilling, at least here. Because they're so hell-bent on this renewable energy, which is a farce, in my humble opinion. It can be something to supplement, Well, you can't just shut what we have down or try to, and you're going to go all of a sudden go over to these alternative energy sources. Maybe years and years down the road as we slowly transition, but you can't just like go cold turkey. Well, that's the problem right there, Jason. The politicians don't have our best interests. It's all about lining their own pockets. You know, it's a representative republic. And we send our representatives there to represent us. And then they get there and they get bought out and they get corrupted and they don't represent us. They ultimately end up doing. All right, John, thanks for stopping in. Sorry we didn't talk too much train so far today. I know you're more about that. And I am too usually, but it seems to be just with what's going on, it just seems to be where we're at. But as always, I appreciate you taking some time spending it with me and us. Check out CR&E. All right, I'm gonna check that out too. Write that down. I forget. CR&E. Check that out later. Let's see. Let's go greed, yeah. Tesla's not union. Yeah, but they're not telling you all the everything about the electric stuff either. I mean, everything it takes to make the batteries, how you dispose of that stuff. I mean, they're not green or anything either. And how do you think electricity comes from anyways? Just the electricity part of it. The mining and everything they have to do for the materials that goes into the batteries is ridiculous. It's more damaging than coal mining and stuff. Well, I have my opinions on that. I've been on both sides, in the union, not in the union. I mean, I don't know. Well, that's the thing too. Who can afford to buy an electric car? Most people can't. You're gonna pay $75,000 for a car? My first house was $75,000. That's half of what this house is that I live in now. I'm paying that for a car. It's stupid. Well, then again, the gas jobs are getting right up there too. So I don't know what I'm right about, but I'll just assume I'm right about everything. Tell my wife, thanks. I missed it somewhere. I don't know what I was saying. Kind of jumping around. Two cars do not offset the cost of a gas burner. No, they don't. They really don't. You know, 1-to-1. And then, you know, again, maybe that's what he was talking about. They don't tell you all the downside to it. They got a little chopped up here, whatever you're saying, but we all know that. They just don't want us, or they don't know we know that. I don't know. China's buying up this whole country. They're buying up farmland. They're buying up everything in this country. That's kind of scary. How are you basically selling your country? Yeah. Well, I remember when Obama was then, he was talking, when the gas was up to like 4 something a gallon. He was saying, oh, you know, we should, I don't know, something about Europeans pay this all the time or have been paying all this. We're just used to cheap gasoline. You know, basically shame on us, get used to paying at high prices and stuff. I wonder what the wise guy has to say about it all. Yeah, I ain't doing that, Artie. Hey, knock yourself out. I ain't doing that. The same number, but gallons. You're paying $1.50 a liter when we were paying $1.50 a gallon. Okay. It's America, man. We have resources. We have expectations here. We ain't paying it at $5 a gallon for long. Stupid. Green can offset it in time, not at the flickers. Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll go along with that. You know, listen, I'm not against. I'm not against. You know, green energy by any means, but I don't think we can just, like you said, flip a switch and go green. I mean, you just can't. The country can't sustain that type of cost. You know, contrary to some people's beliefs, money does not grow on trees. You can't just print money and give away money. And here, if you're so hell bent on it, and all these people are hurting, people are hurting, but you continue to give money away to other countries. What is that? Why? Stop it. You don't want to give us our own money back. You want to make us pay more for everything. How about you just cut my taxes and let me keep my damn money? Since you know so much about what I should do with it, you know, I'm not somebody who thinks you should pay my school loans. But if you're going to go give money to every other country in the world, that's money I've paid into these tax funds that you're giving money away from, pay my school loans and pay Joe Schmo who didn't go to school, give him the equivalent so he could put on his house or buy a house or put on whatever the hell he wants to put on. You know, if you're so hell bent on giving away money, just give every American X amount of dollars that equals what you're giving away. You don't want to help the people here. You want to help everybody else because you want to keep buying their love, if you will, and they all hate us. They all hate us. So the hell with them all. F-150 Lightning starts at almost 40,000. Try to haul load. The battery drains twice as fast. Oh, is that an electric pickup? That's a dumb idea. It's like putting automatic transmissions in big rigs. That's another dumb idea. Well, I'm going to say this too. What the hell was I watching? Somebody was giving like an ambassador or something, questioning. It was from India, questioning the ambassador or the representative or whatever um, about why they're not supporting sanctions or going on with the sanctions in Russia and this and that over the whole Ukraine thing. And the guy's like, it's not. I guess it was like not that they don't support Ukraine, but he was more or less like, who are you in the Western world to tell me and us what we should do, what we should believe? Uh, we have no right to do that. India, I think, is I don't know 1/5 of the population of the earth, or 2/5 of the population. China's up there too, and you got like a minuscule percentage of the West, Europe, America, Canada, that's trying to the NATO countries, anyways, are trying to tell these other countries what to do all the time, and they ain't having it anymore. They're done with it. They want to be their own people. I think that's more what this is in Russia than anything else with the Ukraine. But here again, I shouldn't say that because I don't claim to know what the hell is going on over there. I can't seem to make heads or tails of it. I don't know why he went in there. I don't know why they're still there. I don't know why it's still going on. Hey, Brian, Iron Horse, how are you? Huh. Well, I've heard that they've had like hydrogen for a while, but I don't know if it just hasn't, made it to market or what. If you get to 100,000 mile, or I guess at 1,000 mile range, it can be bought for 15,000. I think that's 150,000. Then you might buy one. Well, and then, or even take, I would say, even take the range out of it, which, you know, I don't know about 1,000 mile range. I don't know how far a car gets. Like, I feel like I don't get that much out of a tank of gas. So I'd even say your gas job gets 300 to 400 miles on a tank. I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay, I would even say, okay, the infrastructure has to be built for electric. You have to have electric plugging stations like we have gas stations. Otherwise, that's not going to be um, manageable. Um, but even more so is the cost. I don't know about 15,000, Jim. I don't know if you can really buy many gas jobs for 15,000. But most cars are somewhere around 30. I haven't bought a new car in forever, so I don't even know. But the last car I bought was a couple years old, and I think it was like 25 or 24. Um, it's been a couple years back now, so I don't remember. There's before the showstopper. I don't know. I'm way behind on the chat. Whew. Yeah, back to trains. Daryl, almost wish I would have filmed this because, all right, so you guys saw the first video on the pour. Let's get back to trains. I'm tired of talking about this stuff. We could go on this tangent all day long. Um, so, I made the little cups. These are 20 milliliters in this cup. So I wrote down how many drops it was to get to this color. Doing the math, like this one particular color, I'm going to need to do like a 12 ounces. Is going to need 312 drops or some crazy number like that. So it's not going to work. So I don't want to say I'm back to the drawing board, but I'm kind of back to the drawing board color-wise. I still want to try to match this color. I did kind of mix up. If I spill this again, that's right again. Now this is just water. So I thought, well, let me try to get a match a little bit. I don't know how close. It looks a little closer on camera than it does in person. Color. I seem to think the one in the water here in a cup is still a little too green, not enough blue in it. I'm gonna stir it back up. It settled a little bit. And I was working on it Tuesday. I spent a good part of the morning. I was hell bent. I was going to get this done Tuesday. From hell or high water. Had it all mixed up, almost where I wanted it. Still wasn't right. I'm still marking everything down. Don't get me wrong. So I know what I put in. What I did, guys, I knocked this cup. I was sitting right here on the work. I knocked this cup over, all over my lap, all over the floor. Oh my God. So I'm going in the utility room there again. We keep a bunch of old towels for my son used to be real big about overflowing the toilets. So anyways, so I'm over here trying to clean this all up, and I just threw my hands up. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not messing with this anymore today. I was so frustrated. I wanted to throw something. So with that being said, I thought, okay, well, let me take the cups of water. It's a different viscosity, obviously, than what the resin is. But I could, you know, hopefully use less drops of paint to get the color I'm looking for by taking, a full cup of water. So that's my theory. No, Bernard, I'm not going to drink it. So that was my day Tuesday. As far as the pour, nothing got done. I was trying, but after that, I was done. Hey, Dawson's Rail fan, how are you? I saw Heath pop in here somewhere. There he is. Listening in the background while I work. Thanks. Appreciate that. It says, Scotty, are you talking about that guy, Scotty Kilmer? Titles are just clickbait many times. Yeah, I find that on a lot of things. The clickbait. I'm going to start doing that on my videos, guys. I'm going to start putting a picture of no faces, so I can't get copyright, but just a picture of a bathing suit, female, something to make you want to click on it because you see boobs. Because that's half of these things you click on. My dumb ass clicks on them sometimes. Don't tell my wife. And then, or how does this celebrity look today, you know? And you got to click through 25 different celebrities to get to the one that you wanted to see. Okay, we have a dark base, your pour will be darker. Very true. Yeah, it is kind of brownish. I did put like a little bit of a white wash over top of it to tone it down. But yeah, that's true. So this probably wouldn't be a bad color to go with. Let me just be honest, guys. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of doing it. I just want to pour the damn river and move on. And if I can get it close, 3-foot rule will definitely come into play. The only time it won't come into play is if I'm like taking video or photos up close under the bridge, looking out. That might be a little bit of a difference, but I'm thinking I could probably, optical illusion kind of stuff. Fancy. Yeah, one of those, how they call those, the grass. When you drink the grass stuff. Whatever it's called, I can't think of it now. But I know what you mean, Artie. You know what you're trying to say. Back in a bit. Need to dial in a meeting. Not much you can do without a laptop. I need to listen in. All right. All right, listen, all you guys that stop in there are working or at, on your way to work things. Thank you. I mean, it's absolutely. I can't say thanks enough for you taking the time out of whatever you're doing to come and hang out with me. I love doing this show on Thursday mornings. I just feel like, I'd rather not go to gas prices and all that kind of thing. Unfortunately, it's what's going on right now. I like to try to keep it train modeling type related. Sometimes it goes that way because we're talking about prices of, like the thing I was just talking about, scale trains. I want to get back to that too. So, I just thanks because it means a lot. I just, you don't have to take the time to come in here, and I appreciate that you do. Thanks, Heath. I appreciate that. Thanks to all you guys who have been, kind of running through my playlist, trying to get my watch hours up. I don't know, YouTube's doing some screwy things to me. One thing says I'm over the 4,000 mark, but then when I go on to the website, it says the verifiable hours aren't enough yet, so I don't understand all that. I don't know. So if anybody that's watching them, you don't mind continuing to watch them. In your corner, put a plexiglass between you and fall off the table around the curves. Yeah, good idea. Someday I'll actually get to doing scenery and a fascia board. So when I do the fascia board, I'm going to I like the look of the fascia where it's, models of scenery. Some guys don't like that. They want to just be flat or what have you, and then have the scenery kind of meet it. Let me say boobs. Yes. I think all you do is, yeah. Well, again, I do appreciate it when you guys are working and stuff, and take the time to come on in and. Yeah, thanks. And that's what I try to make it is. I love doing the on track Tuesday. I love the gang there too. Um, but I always feel like the expectation, at least in my mind, is a little bit higher. Like I should be like have a topic or something more. So where this show, that's not what this is about. This is, hey, come on in. We're gonna sit around. We're gonna drink a cup of coffee, like we're meeting. That's like the banners. Like we were meeting out here at the local coffee shop, you know, and just sitting around and shooting the shit about daily events. For us, it's about the hobby and events with the hobby, or the real railroads and things like that. And I enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I feel like you do for the most part. Um, so I just trying to. He's going to take a trip this Saturday on the Smoky Mountain Railroad. Give me a video of that. Awesome. Yeah, I've been looking to see if you've had any new um, updates on your layout, Dave. Strength Freak's been working on layout wiring. I know you said you're rewiring everything power-wise, power source-wise, I think. Well, how's that going, Jason? Making headway? Man, you can sleep when you're dead, buddy. I don't know if you're gonna get enough sleep to help much, but you could try. I give you credit for trying. Oh my God, you got to come over here. We got to meet somehow. It's gonna be a crazy time. James said he's posted 2 new videos. Okay, should go check those out, guys. And back to this, yeah, I'm gonna definitely have fascia board up, and it'll protect those corners. Trust me. I get nervous too. I could do something temporarily, though. I guess I'll even just, staple some cardboard up to the edge, just for now, um, until I actually put the fascia up. Dawson installed the ESU lock sound V5 Windows Pro 2000 chassis system SD50. Well, that's cool. Did you video it or anything? I'd love to see how you did it. I got so much to do now. I get on these kicks. Like I picked up some decoders and some things. Like you saw the locomotive I painted. I got another one to paint. I got the decoder in it, and the speakers wired up. Everything's wired up. Keep alive everything. It's just fitting it in the shell now. So I take it back. The lights aren't wired up yet. I got to do the lights. But I was waiting to paint the shell, to put the glass back in, to put the lights in. You know how that goes. So I'm going to do LEDs in it instead of the bulbs that it came with. These are older. I think they're basically new stock, but it's older new stock Cato units. I got them off of Eddie Toombs was selling them, and they both had GP35s, and he gave me a really good price. Oh, thanks, Anthony. You're a really cool guy too. Yeah, I still haven't gotten my schedule yet to know if I got those days off. Planning to go down to see Anthony in Maryland. Maybe hook up some of the Maryland guys. It's looking like end of September, 23rd-ish weekend. I want to meet John Arnold. I think he's over in Virginia, not too far, Anthony said, from him. So I think we're going to try to do it on a weekend where we can maybe go check out the Manchester Deepwater, John Arnold. He's rebuilding his too and doing a hell of a nice job. What I'm going to do is duplicate a small section of the riverbed and try a pour on that. You ain't wrong, Jim. It's just more time. I missed the train show by a month. Oops. When was it, or when is it supposed to be? But that is a good idea, Jim. Like I said, it's just more time. And again, I don't want to rush it and make a mistake and ruin it. But at the same time, I'm just seriously getting tired of messing with it. That's the plan, Jason. We'll go see John Arthur. Um, yeah. We love this live stream. Just don't have donuts and coffee to go with. Listen, I thought about doing that here and me eating donuts and coffee, but I just thought it'd be kind of rude to be sitting there eating. You know, drinking's one thing. I sit here eating donuts and making you guys jealous. I thought maybe that wouldn't be nice. She already has LEDs. That's good, man. Yeah, it's the way to go. Helix, oh, train freak. Helix is in the plans. Helix in the plans. All right. Love the earlier streams in the summer. It really helps set the attitude for the day. Oh, thanks. Um, I originally started this stream. I'm an early riser. I start work at 5:30 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I work 3 days a week, as I said before. I'm a nurse. I do three 12-hour shifts. Um, so I'm up for work by 4:15 to get ready for work, shit, shower, shave, all that fun stuff. And I would rather take my time and not have to run right. I hate when I'm running late and you got to jump out of bed and like, oh crap, and you're just running. Get no time to think. So even on my days off, I just naturally wake up. I can sometimes force myself to go back to sleep. I just feel weird for the rest of the day. I'm not saying I won't take a nap later today. They sit there watching TV or something, or whatever, depending on what all I do. I know I got time is enough. I got a haircut coming up here this morning, so I won't be able to do no 4-hour marathon or 3 hour or whatever it was like I did last week. That was fun though, man. Thanks all you guys for popping in, Jason and was Jason in last week? Well, I think Artie was on with me on the Thursday show. Jason and Artie came on Saturday night when I was working on the bridge. I didn't get much more done on that. Like I said, Tuesday I was planning on pouring the river, and while that was drying, I was going to keep weathering the bridge. After I dumped all that stuff all over the floor, I was like, "Oh man, I hate you. I'm not doing nothing today. I'm done." Turn the lights off. Clean it up. Turn the lights off. Uh, throw all my paint-covered water paint clothes in the washer, and then that was it. So I'm done. Mistake when I go live. I'm always trying to work on something, but then my hands are a mess here, tied up, and I can't chat. Um, yeah, Brian, somebody has suggested to me, and I think I've passed the suggestion along a couple times myself. If you're able to have somebody, a friend, somebody in with you, like if you saw the impromptu live that I did on Saturday working on this bridge, um, Jason came on, Artie came on too. I had them up on screen a few times, but for the most part, I had just me and mostly just the bridge I was working on the screen. I was talking some. I would take breaks too, but Jason was like kind of watching the chat. Hardy was watching the chat and just narrating, and hey, you know, so and so has a question about this or about that. So you could continue to work, sort of follow the chat, but somebody was like there to help you. Whether maybe you've done that in the past too, but not that I'm inventing something new here, but that works out really well if you have somebody available to do that for you. So let's see, where am I at? Yeah. It's a nice system there when you go with the threaded rod. Jesus, man. Dave from Carolina Foothills just sent me basically his schedule. Dude, you work like freaking, goddamn. You work too much, dude. That makes me tired looking at that schedule. Sorry, kind of got all off track there. I am so far behind on the chat. I keep jumping around. Yeah. Jason said a nice, short, and sweet. I said it in a long, drawn out verbiage, but it does help, you know. And then you're able to get your camera closer because you're not worried about focusing on yourself. I feel like my lighting is pretty good down here. I do want to do some more with lighting. It gets to be, I don't necessarily, not saying you in particular, Brian, but when you're trying to watch somebody do something on a workbench and it's so dim, and I have this trouble too, keeping your hands out of the way of the camera is hard. Rick said Mike will be going live Mondays, and I might join him to watch the chat. All right, cool. Is he going to do that every Monday? Do you know what time, James? That's why I started to get a video. Yeah, you know about your schedule. Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. I can help you work that out. You want to make sure you. What did I miss? Jason didn't remind me to put resistors on my yard lights and blue 5 light turn. Oh. You just did that now? Absolutely. You can 100% do that. I've done that myself. In fact, if you, I know StreamYards, if you just go in, you can hit invite, a little invite key. It'll give you a little tab to click, and you can paste in there and just say, I want to do this. I just need one volunteer or whatever. And you get Artie, and he thinks it's his damn show and starts taking over. I'm just teasing Artie. I always appreciate it, buddy. Buddy, it's terrible out here. My bulbs aren't consistent, etc. So I wasn't ever supposed to be a train studio. Changing the day bulbs as I can. Yeah. Yeah, this was just a basement to it, but it was always pretty well lit. But it's older lights. Again, I got tired of doing bench work, so eventually I need to get back to that. Finish the plywood on the second level. I actually need to take, finding out the end of the peninsula. I'm going to need to somehow take a support to the ceiling just to kind of stabilize it a little bit better. Right now, I just kind of screwed down into 2x4s that are underneath the table, the first level bench work. Pretty stable, but it needs a little help. Just don't want any issues down the road of it, wanting to lean one way or the other, because it's just a freestanding wall and it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. I was asking about Mike. 8 p.m. p.m. Mondays is Tom, so we did 7 p.m. A little bit better. Tom, trains and things, Tom? Did I go on Monday night? Was that Monday I did that stream? I think it was Saturday. When I did the bridge, was that Monday? Maybe, because I think I was going to go on like at 9 or something after Tom. That's what I was going to go. I was going to go on after Tom. Yeah, me too, Daryl. Then Tom was sick and didn't go on, so then I jumped up to like 8:30. I wasn't quite ready to go any earlier. By the time I already set up, because I wasn't planning on going on at all. And then I was like, wow, what the heck? I'm going to mess with this bridge. Let me just see. I know Daryl was trying to look for a good time to maybe, I don't know if you're looking to do like a set, kind of like this, a set time. The guys know to kind of just look for it, or you're just going to do kind of like Jerry does, Rockstar Jerry just kind of pops on whenever you, just hanging out, having lunch, doing whatever, and he just pops on. Or a combination. I kind of got more into the combination. I know Daryl last night, it was funny. I did a premiere on just a Railfan video I took. It was after Steamtown. It was the day after we went to Steamtown in 2019. We went to Horseshoe Curve. I was just flipping through some old videos. I'm like, man, I never posted this video. So I went back and looked because I did post something from Horseshoe Curve near Altoona. And so I saw that one. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool on our modal train. So I threw that up there. But I did it as a premiere. So um, guys came in. I think that's kind of neat. Heath, did they give you credit for premieres like that when you run a premiere? Um, Still trying to figure this whole thing out. How was it going with that? Oh, but a few guys jumped in while the video was running. You could chat. So I was in there chatting, and Daryl was like, "Dave, just go live." I couldn't do it last night. I was actually sitting there getting ready to watch a movie with my wife. So got to keep the wife at least a little bit happy, you know. Or happy wife means I could do the train thing. Not happy wife, then I got to argue about the train thing. So and it's not fun, and then it's like the hobby's not fun because you're arguing all the time. Then it's not fun. And why do it? iPad. Changes down. Yes, I can probably set that to show chat. What about late? Oh, about lagging and stuff. I was talking with Rick and Nisi the one day. They're trying to get me to go to the OBS, go to OBS. So I still have to download that because I'm lazy. Not lazy, I just forget. Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are really good too. And that's why I say again, you know, I honestly, God, do appreciate you guys stopping in when I do a show because there are so many of them out there. So many of them out there that are really good shows and really good guys. And trying to divide your time between the two man tech bids, well, occasionally there's smoke. Well, you know, there's always smoke sometimes. Trying to use OBS. All right. Look like it'd be a good way to do it. You can't catch them all. And again, that's why I say I do appreciate when you guys do at least spend a little bit of time on my streams. Um, I know you don't have to. You have a lot of other choices out there. And thank you. What I'm trying to say is thank you. Because, you know, we have a great community out here, man. I try to support as best as I can as well. OBS Ninja. Cool thing he needs to get started with that. Feel free to reach out. Okay. You have a smoke generator in the background. Just for special effects. Even when things aren't on fire. Just adds to the ambiance of his shows. And his persona. Setting up the different scenes really does help. Are you talking about OBS, Jason? Rick was trying to run through that a little bit with me. We went on StreamYards one day, me and him and Nisi. And I think a little bit of a learning curve, but I think I can get it. It's just a matter of I just got to download it and start playing with it. And you're in a shed, aren't you, Ryan? You're in a shed, or is that a garage you're in? Or hell, maybe. How about this? What is your layout in, Brian? Because he's going to say, or is that a basement? I'm in the basement. I'm just trolling in the basement. I do too. Try to catch the replays and that. Although the thing with live streams for me, and I try to discourage you from watching my replays, because please do if you feel like you want to. It's just to interact as it's going is what is the fun part about the live streams, you know. And I get it, you can't always catch them all live, and you just watch them back to see how they were and what you missed out on, I guess. But that's the fun part for me is the live streams, is all the goofing off and stuff in the stream, or the questions that are in the stream, and you get sometimes get some good answers, and how many things I've learned just by saying, hey guys, I need to do this, or I want to look at doing this. Then I get Jason pops up, or Artie pops up, or somebody else that has some knowledge on it, you know. Brian's in a 10 by 16 by 14 shed, and then he's going to buy a smoke machine. Be prepared to see one of those in the background now. 40 feet by, is it 3 feet wide? Is that what that means? Oh, that guy, he must have missed a number in there. 2 helixes. Nice. I know I've watched your stuff before. I just never really realized maybe that you were in a shed. Put the cover and smoke rolls under their door into the hallway. He's just running his smoking circus train. Your summertime and our wintertime is the best time to catch up with everybody. Yeah. Add some color. Like Halloween. You do the strobe lights and stuff in the back with the smoke. You could do that for like a Halloween special. Yeah, I didn't realize he had 2 helixes too. Nice. That is nice to be able to have things already set. Suffocate in there. Yeah, we don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that. I can't speak for everybody, but I don't want to see that happen. Yeah, off the rails, how are you? Can't roll the dice these days with time, yeah. I think once everything's shut down, I feel like, okay, Daryl, sounds good. Sorry, trying to catch up on what was happening in the chat. Sometimes I get to talking and I don't watch the chat. Yeah, I think what happened, everything shut down there, and so many guys and gals had time to spend on their railroads and spend modeling in a non-traditional season, because usually it's more wintertime, at least up here in the north. I think everywhere really. Maybe not you guys in the south where it's hot. Maybe you're more in the house or in the air conditioning and whatever. in the summer than doing your trains than you would be in the winter. Irregardless, the winter time for me is usually more of the traditional modeling time. October, November through March, April. Okay, James. Thanks for stopping in. Um, Good luck with everything coming up. So you got some busy days ahead. You'll be moving pretty soon, no? But how was I going with that? Oh, just YouTube channels, live streams. A lot of guys started doing more videos, more live streaming, things like that, so that because they had the time, they weren't working, So why not? So now it's like there's way more than what there used to be out there. At least that I remember. I mean, I've only been back in the hobby since 2017. Well, late 2016, I started playing in my old layout. Anyways, um, so for this amount, I have two helixes. I use them to get from one table to the other and to get over an AC unit. Not sure why I didn't just raise the tables. It's just not just as much fun. As he gets caught up on the wiring, Jason said he will be making more videos. Good. Is the wiring anything worth making videos on, or is it nothing really specific to like like layout components? You know what I mean? BD20s and this stuff like that, or is it more just you see you're moving like your control systems and stuff like that? All right, Heath. Thanks for stopping in, pal. Appreciate it. Thanks for your support running on videos and everything. Anytime to edit or post. Yeah. That's true. That's kind of what I like about these rail fanning ones I've been putting up is mostly don't really need to do any editing to them. Maybe through like a little, I don't know, picture or something on the thumbnail and that kind of thing, but nothing. Nothing is in real need of editing, I guess. When you do that, like all this other stuff, like when I'm doing a video, like when I finally do this damn pour, I swear to God, I'm gonna do this pour. Keep telling you guys I'm gonna do it. Let's use Cat 5 cable for wiring. Cat 5 for the BD20s. And what else? I think it's the BD20s or something. What the hell do you have me use Cat 5 for, Jason? Cat 6. What was I using that for? I think it was the when I was doing all the BD20s all over. That's the way that the virus was the best thing that happened for the hobby. Lemons to lemonade. Is that heavy enough? Where'd it go? Is that heavy enough for bus line? Or is it more for drop lines, feeders? But going back to what Bernard said, yeah, more people being home, more people able to take time and focus on the hobby, more people getting into it because you were still able to get a lot of stuff through Amazon and that. It's before a lot of the prices went up on things too. So people were looking for something to do because they're bored out of their minds. So that maybe started layouts that didn't have layouts before, or just modeling things, building kits. You know, my son's big into Legos. I mean, I can tell you how many damn Legos this kid has, and they're not like when you're a kid building these little Lego kits. They're really sophisticated and pretty cool now. I didn't think it would be. But you could use that for other stuff, like other like electronics and stuff like that, probably, right? Stripped off old telephone cable for droppers. Even for droppers, is that they come out for heavy enough? I use 22 gauge for my droppers, and I have, what am I running? 18. I think I'm running 18 for my DC bus, and maybe 16 for the DCC. I have to look at it. Might be 16 for both, or 16 and 14, I think it is. But I mean, I guess it's just a matter of even if it is a little light, you just had to do more drops, more feeders, I guess. Occupancy detector receives days BD20 since AI. That's what it is. AIU01. I know I bought a big roll of it and then stripped it all down into, orange and white, green and white, brown and white. What the hell was it on? Blue and white. I think that's what it was. Was it the only ones? I stripped those all down, which that was a pain in the ass, let me just tell you. Cheaper to buy it that way, but it takes some time to do it. I had to buy a second roll. I think they were both 100-footers. And I got that all broke down now, so I have it available when I'm in need of it. Sometimes, guys, I may not be making progress on the layout, but I'm always kind of doing some kind of tinkering around, I feel like. So, it's way cheaper to buy a spool of telco jumper wire, one pair of network wire, a box of Cat 5. That's what I use for almost everything except the bus line. What the hell is that stuff? Exactly. Just, start talking all Japanese and stuff where I can't understand them. Hey, John 2618, how are you? Game drops are 20s. I went 22. It's just a little bit thinner and a little easier for me to work with soldering and that, but they seem to work pretty good. I haven't had any issues. But, I don't know that I necessarily drop them every 3 feet, but, between every time you get to a switch, turn out and drop some feeders and stuff around that switch. So, yeah, man, use what you got. Why spend money on something like that when you could spend it on something else you'll need, or you already have the wiring. I stripped out and reused some of the wire I had. My old bus line was solid wire. I just, excuse me, I had Romex. I had a big spool of Romex. I used that. I stripped that apart and I used the white and the black from the Romex. But again, I had to, strip it all. I guess I didn't have to strip it all. I could have just stripped areas of it where I needed to tie into it. On the old layout, I used all those little suitcase connectors. On this layout, I haven't used suitcase connectors. I'm using terminal strips. Need money to go DCC++, so I can learn that stuff Jason's talking about. Jason's been a big help. Hardy's been a big help too, but Jason's been a big help trying to get me to understand this stuff, the language of it all. It's very thick here, very hard to get through all this. Okay, what's a telco? Ooh, jumper wire. What is that? Is it just a name brand telco? Or is that a type of wire? Yeah, I tried to find the redirect. I mean, we got off on a tangent with the other stuff, and you know, while it does affect our hobby to an extent because of shipping and different costs of things, I'd rather um, talk trains. Yeah, that's what we should all do. Come up with screen names. Hi, I'm Dick Bronson. I play with trains. That'd be one way to sound cool and say I play with trains. Oh, okay, IT guy over there. I don't know that. What's wrong with here? Australia have solid for power outlets because it depends. You type like you talk. What the hell are you trying to say? Can sometimes cold tea a fair few lanes from a recent time. Also, you can. All right, I'm talking about getting used wire from like a demo. The hell kind of stuttering was that? Coming from the guy that mumbles. Yes, I agree. I tried to keep things pretty nice and neat, but I have gotten a little bit off on that, so I need to kind of go back and tidy up a few things. Well, I mean, you start out with good intentions, you know, and after a while, you're like, okay, I'm gonna just let this. I'm just gonna test this wire to see if this is gonna work, you know, and I'll tidy it up afterwards. But then you get it to work, and it's like, well, let me go on to the next one. So before you know it, you got all these tests that ended up working or not working, but now they're not tucked into your tucked up under nice. They're all a big spaghetti bowl of spaghetti, you know. Sounded like when you said Australia, what I'm guessing. I was thinking it was Artie that was saying that. Sorry about that off the rails. I wasn't trying to be rude. But everyone makes fun of Artie because we can't understand him when he comes on sometimes with that accent of his. That's what I was saying. What the heck? You're typing like you talk. But no, that is a good idea to go. And if you can get like those construction guys to set it off to the side or allow you to pick through it, you know, they're so funny about that anymore. So yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean to come off as being rude. I thought I was being rude to Artie. It's okay to be rude to Artie. He likes it. Adjusting wires, running up lights, all that fun stuff. Still learning. The bone connected to the Sunbone DCC thing. Me too. Me too. Actually, I mean, I had done some when I wanted to add outlets down here, so I was going to buy some Romex. So instead of buying just a small roll, this was for the old layout. I ended up buying like a 100-foot roll or a 75-foot roll or something like that, using it for the bus line on the old layout. But it was solid, solid. It worked. It worked okay. But guys say, over the time that can break and stuff. With as much as we're manipulating it around, when it's in your walls, it's not moving anywhere. Once it's wired up at your house. Uh, that's sweet. So yeah, Lake Hood, Anchorage, watching all the seaplanes. That'd be a sight to see. I've never seen that. That'd be kind of cool. To work we go. All right, Dave. Have a good day, man. Stay safe out there, brother. For those that don't know, Dave is he is an EMS worker, so he's a frontline guy too. So he kind of gets more of it. He's more into the thick of things than I am actually. Working in the hospital, you're a little bit more of a controlled environment where, like an EMS worker, somebody like that comes onto a scene and you don't know what to expect. You're just, you know, gotta you gotta think fast and anything can happen. Using 22 or 24 as my feeders are really short, less than a foot. I use a lot more of them than recommended. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to do more. Sometimes I'll get like a spot that it's like, why is this dropping power or something? Or now I'll just drop a set and tends to fix it. He seems to. Uno, I just want 2-speed match, kick 6 Kato F7s, and I'll be happy for a minute. Here's your cable. Very true. Very true. Well, it's hard to keep them, and even like with when I first started doing this AIU 01, whatever the hell it's called. I always get that wrong. And using that cable, I was trying to keep each thing a different color, the green and white, or the white and the orange and the white, and you know what I mean. And I labeled them on, put like different like labels as I went down the line. So there's several of them along the line as to which district or whatever it is. And there's only so many colors, man. So you end up reusing the same color, then you're looking at that. And so trying to keep things all tucked up and everything. Yeah. Upside down. You're talking upside down for? Yeah, thanks. Like I said, I was trying to be rude to Artie, not you. But again, Artie likes that though. My system ordered that. I would have needed a 10 gauge bus to prevent voltage drop. What I did, put it more centralized, so a more expensive gauge were not needed. So like in my case, let's just say, right here, the beginning of the layout is where everything's plugged in, the power source and all that, and the whole rest of the layout. So Jason, you think it's more beneficial if I was to move it like maybe to the peninsula or like halfway down the line? You think that would make more sense? Would that be better, you think? Gauge for bus, 18 gauge for the feeders. Okay. You just got an alert on your phone now. I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. Hey, Split Rock, Thomas, how are you? Jim put something I wanted to listen to or put up. Hey, Randall Ellis, how are you? Oh, yeah, sorry about that. My sister's got rheumatoid arthritis, and it's rough. It's an overall length. Well, 20, 40. I mean, if I went about halfway, I'd probably be looking at about 50 feet and then another 50 feet. I mean, just guessing, just quick ballpark numbers. That's all right. You just woke up. No big deal. Jim said somewhere back here he used to be meticulous about tucking his wires and keeping things neat. Now he says he's just lazy. I'm just happy they're taking wires off of poles now and putting them underground. It is so much easier to get the wire now. It's really tough on a ladder. Oh my God, Steve. All right, Jim, where the hell did you say that? Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I failed at wire management. I used to be a stickler, but now I'm just lazy. I kind of get that too. Um, Jim says this is when he usually wakes up. I'm glad I got your lazy ass out of bed on Thursday mornings now. Thicker gauge for his voltage drop over a longer distance. I was at 80-foot run one way. I moved it to a 40-foot run either direction, but mine is point to point too. I'll probably find where it's at then for me, but I'm not against moving it. Not against it at all. Hmm. Excuse me. Time for my nap. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Glad you have all your fingers, toes, and everything else. Of course, why you would be shredding things with your toes, I don't know. Oh, the yawning. Quit that, yeah. Hmm. Can't help it. That's what I do. Hmm. So I don't know. Like I said, I got to get this mixed down right. This water or this coloring. I'm just tired of it. I hate to say that because like I don't want to screw this up, and that's been part of my problem with this river. I don't want to screw it up, but now I'm just getting getting to the point where I'm just aggravated with it. But I want to run trains, so I mean, I guess I could put the bridges back in temporarily. But then it's just going to delay me more because then I'll be content with running trains for a while, and I won't pour the river, and just blah blah blah. I want to get this done. I don't want to spend the whole summer screwing around with this river. And I got to do that too. I bought those. I bought three of those PS4, PSX4, whatever the hell they're called, PSX3s, um, circuit breakers. And I've only hooked the one up the layout, basically right now. So I still have to go through and make the districts. So it's still only one district, but it's on a circuit breaker early. So you know what I mean? I won't fry up my system again, hopefully. But I still need to go through and break the system up for the different, the other two. And I know where I want to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. So yeah, somebody else suggested that earlier, and it's not a bad idea. Was it you, Jim? Somebody said do that. So we'll see. It's just again, it's more time to make the test beds. But it's a smart way to do it. I never claimed that I was smart though. See you, Chasco. Again, thanks for stopping in, guy. He's a fun guy too. Hung out with him at Strasburg. It was me, Dave, Carolina Foothills, Anthony, my wife, and Chasco. We all hung out at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum over there, and went to lunch. Went to the hobby store. Went over to Choo Choo Barn. It's a good time. He's a good guy. I met him at Steamtown too. I'm pretty sure he was at Steamtown. I remember. It's a long time ago. For the scene, the river, bird scenes in the works. Been watching everyone. We'll go at it. Maybe I'll record the process. I'm off to bed. All right. Thanks for coming in. Do appreciate you stopping by. Good luck with yours, and definitely video it. Whether it's a success or a failure, it's somebody's gonna learn something from it, or maybe do like I've always thought about maybe doing like a bloopers type thing, but you know, nothing wrong with videoing the fail part of it too. Then video the successful part afterwards. You just say, okay, this is what I did wrong this time. You know, nothing wrong with that, guys. We'll learn from your failures too. And Artie's talking about something over there with John. I think they're going to go fly planes together or something. Or Artie's just looking to buy a boat. Typical Artie fashion. He's always having his own conversation in his head or on the screen. It doesn't matter. John, full bladder. Hey, John's back. John, we're actually been talking about trains since you left. I don't know. Heck. Speaking of John's, see, I got to go to the John to get her some of this coffee. Mr. Scullykill. It's kind of a cool name too. You could go that as, I mean, I know it's your railroad name, but I think we had, what was the other one before? Bronson? That's funny. You know, Mr. Scullykill. Kind of like one of those 007 things. Oh, sorry, Jimmy. I had to yawn again. But Somebody got to use a new peak out turnouts. Reviews over the Walders, pros and cons. I have not. I think the DCC guy did a video on those. Talking about the what's it called, Unifrogs or something that they just put out. Sorry, wife's texting me. You know, I keep telling her, I said, I'm an international YouTube sensation. Why do you keep bothering me during my show? The Walders turnouts. Don't have any Walders on this layout. I haven't researched them. I think I have all the turnouts I need. All of mine are Picos, Insel frogs. I'm code 100, so they're code 100 Insel frogs. I have some Atlas curved turnouts. I'm only using one of them at the moment, but I have 4 total of those I'll be using. I think 2 on the top level and the end of the peninsula here. I believe it's where I'm going with them. So far, the Atlas ones, these ones are working okay. I got them hooked into tortoises. They're not powered. I didn't power the frogs, although they do have the little tab where you can, I guess. I didn't power any of my frogs. I don't know if it's better or worse. I don't know. Tell me, any releases or announcements that catches your eye? A new logo or a car? No, I mean, not really. I think it was just announced some kind of release. Oh, it was N scale. Scale trains. Just, I guess they're doing some SD40s in N scale. There was a chassis system in there, CSX, a whole bunch of roads. They just announced that, I think, over the weekend or whatever when they had the N scale convention. I'm not N scale, but I'm just saying that I can't remember who just was releasing something chassis. I kind of really regret. I should say really regret. That's not harsh word. I really like those Canadian. I think the Canadian Pacific, who did the military units and stuff. I think Athearn did the run of them. Kind of wish I would have got a couple of those. They're just really cool looking. As far as cars and that, not really. I don't think so. So I'm going back to what I started saying earlier when we were talking about shipping and all that kind of stuff. Is some of these companies, especially with the way things are right now, people are hurting in general with everyday stuff. We're not going to spend as much money on. I just can't spend as much money on the hobby like I would like to. So they're going to have to start thinking about not continually passing these costs on. It seems to be like these companies in general, that's what they do. What is you guys' opinion on the difference? I mean, I'm not even sure really the difference on the electric frogs and the insel frogs. I mean, I went with the insulated frogs because I was assuming that meant that I wouldn't have to do any special wiring or anything and having shorts and stuff like that. I don't know that that's true. This is what I went with when I first got back in. The research I was able to find that I somewhat understood kind of led me in the direction of the insel frogs. I guess the electric frogs, you can power the frog. Is that what that means? Is it still insulated so like you're not shorting out, I'm assuming, And that's what I didn't understand about it at first, probably. And that's why I went with insel frogs, thinking that wouldn't be the shorts problems. But so the electro frogs, I'm assuming you power the frog so that you don't have the hesitation going through going through it. But because I already had in the last layout, I had, I don't know, I'm going to say 50 or more turnouts. And that's why I stuck with Code 100 too, because Code 100, I was told in the beginning, was more forgiving than a Code 83. And it was a tiny bit cheaper at the time too, and I had a lot to buy. I had nothing when I first got back in. I had really almost nothing. So I went with that because it was a few bucks cheaper, at least at that time. And then when I decided to do this layout, I did not want to replace 50 freaking turnouts with Code 83. So I would have had to buy those plus another 40 or 50 because the layout's bigger and it's going to have 2 levels. So I just reused what I had. Anything that was good, I'm using. Let's see, looking for a use 7 number 6 fast tracks template for Code 83. Anybody know where you can find that? Yeah, Artie, I haven't had any issues really with the insulated frog turnouts either. I do feeders on all ends of. Like I'll drop a set on the main line, and a diversion line. That is going to the biggest steam fest on the Virginian Truckee in 130 years. Logos from everywhere coming. That's cool. That'd be a good time, huh? That was a testament to Pico Electro Frogs. And maybe we'll have to have a conversation about that just so I can learn more about them. If I have to buy some more, maybe I will do that. I haven't had a lot of issues. Most of my stuff already has keep alive type stuff in it. Or I'm adding the little bit that I don't have, I can always add a keep alive. Should be easy enough. Cheaper than replacing all my turnouts with electric frogs. I don't know if they do the new ones in 100, Code 100. Alrighty, Pico Code 100 is an HO Scout. It's double O gauge. The rail is the same, but Pico C100 ties are thicker. Whatever. Damn shit runs on it. That's all I care about. No, but I get what you're saying. The ties do look a little thicker, like fatter. But again, I already had all that stuff. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to switch at all to that Code 83. I guess I could have bought Code 83 like Flex Track, where you just had to do like transition pieces or something like that. Could have gone that route too. And all my Flex Track is Atlas. So I have some Atlas curved turnouts. There's 126, 127s, I think is the numbers on them. They're the big long ones. I swear to God, where's my measuring tape? I can't even measure it here. They are long. They're on my main line. So let's see. I'm going to try to measure that. 6 inches to there. 12. I'm doing this really makeshift. Just a real quick measurement, roughly 15 inches long. These curved turnouts. was trying to measure with just a little 6-inch ruler. I could reach this one. It's right in front of my computer, right on the layout. That's the only one I have up so far. They're long. So let's see. I had a couple of Shinoharas on my old layout, and I scrapped them. No matter what I tried with those things, they would short. I couldn't get them to work right. I had nothing but issues with them, and it's probably because some of it was probably because I was new to the hobby, new trying to learn things. Probably did a few things, you know, probably did things a little wrong. Not intentionally, but just did because I was new. But they didn't work out for me, and they looked really nice. That's why hopefully I think Walters took over Shinohara, so hopefully they will fix any issues. I don't think they were really DCC friendly. I had to do some work to them, and whatever I did to them did not make them DCC friendly. So they look nice though. Yeah, and Artie, it just I think depends on how picky you are. I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, I didn't really know much. It used as an excuse, but I didn't really know better. I guess when I bought Code 100 at first, that it was that like out of it's out of scale, but like the rail heights are higher and the rails are thicker and stuff. But yes, 100% agree. 100%. Couldn't get couldn't get a Pico curve turnout in the size that I needed, so that's why I wanted the Atlas. So far, at least this one's working out pretty well. But I do agree that to me it makes sense to stay with one brand. Like I said, that one with the Atlas Flex, because everything else was way more expensive. And then we call it micro engineering. Just seems like it's harder to work with. Now it does hold its shape a little bit better when you're working with it. It seems like a lot of guys that I was watching videos on originally were like using some kind of tool to help curve them and stuff. And it's just a lot of work. But it would have been a lot easier to solder when I was soldering my curves because it would have held their shape better. Oh, he did say, Train Freak says that Walters did buy Shinohara, and they're not. Are they? Are they now the Walters bought them? Are they DCC friendly? Did they switch them over, or are they still? Big locos, Jason. Steam and turbines. And 100 is good for them. And Auburn's like everything. That's true. Plan is 83 down, low and slow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that when I bought them. I just was going for because I needed the wider radius because they were curved turnouts. Um, and live and learn. Damn things weren't cheap though, I'll tell you what. Pico does what, Daryl? Pico does Jason, that's why I chose it this time around. Well, he said not all brands make everything. Yeah, don't complicate things either. On the old layout, everything was, I didn't even have ground throws, like those Caboose Industries throws. I didn't have any of that hooked up. I originally planned on it. Maybe it was just Pico. I like them because they are the little snap. They stay where you snap them to. When you switch the turnout. So that was nice. You didn't need to use ground throws with them because other than for looks, you didn't. For function, you didn't need it. Um, and that's true. And I guess it just depends on everybody's. And that's the nice thing about it is there's something for everybody. Somebody that doesn't necessarily worry about that has stuff for them, and then somebody that wants something more um, rivet counter, if you will, or. And it's like with those fast tracks and stuff, using wooden ties and all that kind of stuff, and some guys like just hand lay everything, the straightaways, their curves, their turnouts, all that stuff. And that's an art in itself as a part of the hobby. So kudos to them. I don't have the patience for that. So that would not be an option for me because it was enough to lay this flex track and stuff. But way back when, Daryl, you did say track work is the key. I don't want to say skimped, but I rushed my track work on the other layout and regretted it from the beginning. Lay your stuff, make sure it's right, run it for a while, forwards, backwards, all your turnouts, everything, with leaving ballast or anything, make sure everything is running. Make sure all your types of cars don't run a small coal hopper on it and then try to run a long auto rack. Then, test everything, test it all. Test your big locomotives, your small locomotives, your steamers, everything you're going to run. Test. Let it run before you. Some guys don't even do that. They just tack it down. Like this is all done with nails, um, so that it can come up easier if I needed to change something out. Guys. Who cares about end scale, Heath? Building switches relaxing is one thing I'm good at, so I enjoy the results. I understand it's not for all modelers. Peace. Others make excellence. Pico and others make excellence. Yeah. And that's what I say. I mean, that's a whole nother aspect of the hobby. And that's the thing. You could get into this hobby and just strictly be a beginner, throw track down and go. Basically, you got the easy track, fast tracks, that kind of stuff. I have to worry about road bed, none of that stuff. It snaps together pretty nice. From what I understand, I've never used it. I take that back. I have some fast tracks for my O scale Christmas train, and it's nice. It snaps good, goes together good. As long as you don't have any connection issues, like something's wrong or broken, then you get good electrical flow and everything through it. 3 hour stream. Oh, you did a 3 hour stream? Were you on last night? Where were you on? I think I was working. You went on yesterday. I was at work. Couldn't come on. Unfortunately, when I'm at work, it's kind of, with the work I do, kind of can't watch videos usually. Try to catch them on, like on my lunch break or something like that. But, you know, I'm not usually in the position that I can watch videos usually. Once in a while, but not very often. But yeah, kudos to that, man. That's good track work. You know, and the funny thing is, even the old layout, I would come down here and train would run for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. I run my trains. I'm not someone who keeps them in a box. Somebody's like, oh, I only have an hour of, X amount of, whatever, hour or two of runtime on this, and you're trying to sell it. Well, what the hell did you buy it for if you're going to run it? And I don't believe anybody that tell me they want to run something for an hour. Because I could be down here just tinkering around, or I'd just sitting here doing nothing, sipping on a cup of coffee, just watch it run around, sit on my spin chair, spin around, watch it, and I just sit down here for hours sometimes if I want to. There's been nights I can't sleep or something, and I'll come down here and just run around, and don't turn the camera on. So you turn the camera on trying to film something, usually is when everything's going to go to hell. That's when they always derail. Derail Daryl. Oh. But that's cool. But like I said, I regretted not who are we talking about here? Oh, you're talking about Freak Jr.? Gotcha. Yeah, but you said he's kind of gotten into video games and stuff too. That's kind of put put it in the pool. Put it on a floaty raft. See, all right, I gotta get this river done. Damn it, because I missed that. And then I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to have some issues with the gate here. I feel like the hinge end is kind of sagging a little bit. So I'll have to tighten these bolts up or something. But and this switch here, I think, was the one that was shorting on me and it was causing me my problem. So I got to take that out and redo that. Okay, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Stay cool out there. Yeah. You do. Favorite trains. Love it. So I can't swing on. See you, Bernard. Yeah. Like I said, I do wish that we would have limited my son a little bit more on the video games when he was growing up. But I think he's turned out just fine. He's a great man. Turned out to be a great man. Doing some good things. So Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be careful. They will get hot in that sun. All right, guys. Listen, it's Jesus Christ, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Oh my God, that flies when you're having fun. But I need to pee. If I'm being honest with you, so I might as well just cut it short. I got a haircut at 11:30, anyways. I have to leave for my haircut by 11:30. It's at noon, so I might as well do that. Get maybe a little bit of lunch before I head over there. He's a good kid, don't get me wrong. But the more he sees on the screen, his brain turns into mush and he can't think clearly for himself. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Totally. Totally. And then my son would get headaches sometimes. He'd playing so long and wouldn't take a break. That's forced him to take a break to get something to eat and drink. So, come on, man. So, yeah, if you could start now. That's what I was hoping my kid would do in the army, but he just went infantry, so I don't know if he can eventually. I don't think he's staying in, but if he did stay in, um, I would love it if he would look at getting into something like that. He's so good at it. He's so good at these games. It's ridiculous. Um, just talked to him yesterday. He's back at base, and he got officially ranked up to specialist now. So he's no longer a private, anyways. He's on the next rung, I guess. So he's not a private anymore. From private first class to specialist. What the hell that means and what that gets him, I don't know. I guess he gets to watch people get smoked instead of being the one getting smoked. I don't know. Or he has to do more wrong to get smoked by little higher power than what he was getting smoked by. So that was good to hear. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, keep them in that scouts. We got some friends who I think they're getting their last kid. I think everyone they had 4 boys. I think the first 4 all are Eagle Scouts, and then the last one's going through it. He's a senior now, so or will be this coming year. So, what kind of games does your son play? Mostly, Jason. And my son was really good at he loved Halo and those kind of games like that. Star Wars. He liked all the shooting kind of stuff. So I look, don't judge me. I never said I was dad of the year, but he never got into football, baseball type games. Hockey. He played football. Actually played football from 7 years old, and then Pee Wee football to through ninth grade. He quit after freshman year. Wanted to focus more on the band because he was in the marching band too. He played the Quints, so he wanted to focus more on that. And at the time, he was smaller, so he wasn't getting a lot of playing time and stuff. So he's like, "I'm doing all this work for nothing. I'm not playing, so I might as well focus on the band where I am playing." First person shooters are yeah. Yeah. Well, I was hoping to get my son involved in the trains. He didn't have the interest in it, and kind of stinks. As you all know, I mean, there's so much more than just the trains. It's you're learning electrical skills, you're learning carpentry skills, you're learning model building, things like that. He was in the model building for a while, like tanks and jeeps and like army type stuff. He still has some he hasn't even built. He does like his Legos. He builds those. He's got a big Death Star. He likes Star Wars. He likes Halo, stuff like that. And right before he got home, we just so was my kid. He was big into Minecraft too. And then once you get him on like the Xboxes and things like that, where they can go live, he plays it, but he's playing with his friends, And I can't even make fun of him because what are we doing? We've never met, a lot of us, and we're playing. We're friends. We're watching each other's streams and videos, and basically, because I used to tease him, I'm like, they're not friends, man. You go out and play with your real friends outside, do that kind of stuff. But he's like, no, these are my friends. Yeah, eventually. We're looking forward to the day, but we're not in a hurry to get there either. But yeah, that's something that I would definitely try to do. Yeah, the Minecraft is it's kind of cool. I would watch him play it and the things he could do, and but it is definitely something you just get lost in and you lose time. Usually Madden and racing games, I don't play them much anymore. Work, yeah, work gets in the way of everything. All right, guys, I'm seriously, I gotta go. I'm gonna burst here, man. But learn to read the English, the real English. We fought a war to get away from the real English. But how we want to read and talk like before. Roadblocks. Is that a type of building block? Like a Lego type block? Same to you, Daryl. That's right, that's Sunday, huh? Yeah, well, you guys have a happy Father's Day. Enjoy that. I am actually working. Long story. I'm working Father's Day. Now my meetings are over. Okay, well, that's good. Okay. Yeah. So thanks again. If you guys don't mind running some of my playlists or continue to run them if you're running them, I'm trying to figure out what the hell YouTube's doing here, but I am, trying to get there, man. I'm close. But again, have a happy Father's Day. We will see you guys next week, same time. And catch Jim Tedesco, 6 p.m., short line Thursday. And I'll probably see you guys over there. Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys stopping in and helping out with that. But I enjoy doing it. Like I said, I started out with I plan on doing an hour. But I mean, if we're talking about things, the guys are hanging out and still want to talk, usually I'm pretty good with it. Steve, you're not wrong. And then, yeah, we'll see you Saturday night, Artie. Again, we have a 50th birthday party to go to, so I don't know what time I'll get back from that. And then I work Sunday. So I'll try to catch you at least for a few minutes. But I got a pretty busy Saturday coming up, and then I work Father's Day Sunday, and probably do something Sunday night, dinner or something. So we'll do like 15 by 180 and 15 is being generous. What is that? Oh, you're talking about the watch hours. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it should be. You know, it's showing that I have over what I need. Like when I just look at how many hours. Then when I go in, like the monetization key tab, it's showing me like several hundred hours under what they're showing me. So I don't know what's going on there. I've checked all my videos. There's no issues with them. I can see. So I don't know. Trying to get bad, you know. So I gotta figure that out. I'm thinking maybe some things are just not catching up. So, all right, guys. Again, thank you so much. I will see you hopefully tonight on Jim's show at 6. And have a good day. And we'll talk to you guys later on. All right. Thanks for stopping. Bye for now.